Hi everyone, welcome to VK's Brown Dust video. Today we're gonna make analysis of the latest plus 15 remake of the old mercenaries, Yuri and Freesia, as well as the new 5-star defender whose name could be Calaron. Our international version will have this update about 3 months later, so let's check whether we should build them or not and have our resources prepared. First, let's start with Yuri. The most significant enhancement is in her attack, more than 500. So let's check her skills. Let's go straight to plus 15 or plus 14. The only difference between plus 14 and plus 15 is the range. So we can switch a range from X to plus by putting on or off one piece of her max leveled soul gear. The first skill is removal before normal attack, no prohibition at all, even at plus 15. Her second skill at plus 14 or plus 15, after normal attack, 18 turns enhance crit rate, crit damage, and agility. The effect can be stacked and can be removed. With her second skill, she can get 100% crit rate and 95% agility. Her second skill is additional damage, 200% attack. It's a little bit low compared to Taylor's, but she can increase her attack herself by killing the enemy. And this effect can be stacked and it's unremovable. So if she can survive to the final phase of the game, she can have decent buffs herself without any supporters. And the awakening skill increase her attack by 15%, as well as a death guard like Lucius, but only have 2 times. That makes her possible to survive reflect counter and the Bowman Mans, as well as a chance for her to survive to the second round. It looks like she can deal tons of damage without any buffs, but the crucial fact is she doesn't have any type of immunity on her, especially the status weakening immunity. A lot of units can reflect curse and enhancement nullifier, and her additional damage doesn't ignore either defense or incoming damage reduction. So I doubt her ability of actually killing enemies, if she doesn't have any unremovable buffs on her. But she has a good variable range and some survivability with her awakening skill. So deploying her in the front of our formation would be a good choice. She can survive most front hitters like Asmode, Delvi, Edding, or Taylor. Fortunately, Nia and Wilhelmina are no longer meta now. The same reason, do not put her in the skip tile. There's Christina almost everywhere. Yuri can get one-shotted by her. The backline is also a good place. Neither Valzy and the sniper girl can one-shot her, but she has a very good range and it's variable. She can remove taunt, she can buff herself, and she can block some damage if you deploy her in a proper position. All in all, she's a very good candidate in your toolkit, though she's normal in all aspects. Now we go on with Freesia. First, let's look at her attack, increased to more than 2900. That's even higher than Nada's. That means with proper buffs, she can one-shot Glacier with her normal attack. That's insane powerful. Her target is the skip tile and her range is Big Cross, the same as the range of Livia plus 10, and most of the time she'll aim at the taunting unit first. So the most important thing is whether she can kill the hot defenders with taunt skills like Granhilda, Benzina, and Glacier. So let's check her skills. Let's go straight to plus 12. The first skill, she can get enhancement on Graves, somewhat like Benzina and Welfern. Whenever you create an enemy grave, whether the enemy is killed by Freesia or by her allies, she'll have the ability to resurrect and with her cast charged. That means she'll become the first magician that is possible to attack in the first round. For example, if you kill the enemy before she moves and she get killed by the enemy, then once it's her turn to move, because she has already charged, she can attack at once. But like all the other resurrection skills, she'll lose all her buffs. So we'd better use one fatal rune on her, I think, or she'll has difficulty to crit hit after resurrection. Unlike Belial's resurrection buff, Freesia's resurrection buff cannot be removed. And she has Death Guard after resurrection, but she doesn't have any type of DOT immunity, so if he gets killed by the first several attacks from Christina or Foxy, then the additional damage or DOT damage after her resurrection may kill her in the following turns. And with the Light Grave, she boosts all her states except HP by 100%. That means she'll have 100% defense and a crit rate and a very high attack and crit damage. Notice that can be stacked. That makes her possible to survive Angelica and make her attack insanely horrible. Unfortunately, this effect cannot be copied and pillaged, but can be removed and its states enhancement. So once he hit any one of these units, her buffs will get removed. So once again, we cannot rely on this effect. We need to use at least one fatal rune on her. And once her disbuff get removed, she'll no longer have 100% defense. And you know there is Refithia and Granhilda almost everywhere, and she'll get killed or active her resurrection skill if she has this buff on her. Okay, the second skill plus 14, 125% current HP and recover. The damage dealt by normal attack 200%. And then plus 15, yes, still 125%, but it can ignore damage reduction. That means she becomes a magician version Angelica. The third skill only prevents resurrection skill types, especially from Belias. She cannot resurrect as a skeleton, no more. And the awakening skill status weakening immunity. She has some features from these three legend units. She can has 100% defense with allies graves, somewhat like Angelica, and her range is somewhat like Livia. Her additional damage like Angelica, and her attack is higher than Nata's. She can attack at once after resurrection, so she has the possibility to attack every round if we can create enemy grave and get her killed every round. As Yuri, she has a lot of functions, but in every aspect, she's not doing as well as these legend units. If she can crit hit and she's plus 15, she can kill almost everything without 100% defense. She can kill Glacier with her normal attack, as well as Granhilda, Kaoli, and Banshina with her additional damage. But if she hits these units first, and her self buff get removed, and she failed to crit hit, then these units will survive. And you know there's Refithia almost everywhere. She'll get killed by her own high attack. Summary, She is an unreliable combination of Livia, Angelica, and Natas. She can become insanely powerful or totally useless. That all depends on how the battle goes. Now the new defender, Calaron. She has 9000 basic HP and 10% defense. The crit rate is 35% and 0% crit damage. For her first skill, the only difference between plus 12 and plus 15 is the turns. So we go straight to plus 15. 65 turns. Her first skill can absorb all damage except DOT and shock, and turn it into a DOT-like fixed damage, 6% for 10 turns, so 60% in all. This is another type of damage reduction that cannot be ignored. Her second skill, incoming damage reduction and recover 9% every turn. So if we want to hurt her, we have to deal more damage converted by the first skill than the amount she can recover. We'll do the calculation later. And the third skill, whenever she receives normal attack, she gets status enhancement. Crit rate 60% and crit damage 100%. It cannot be stacked. So if she receives a new attack, and the buff will get refreshed instead of stacked. And the awakening skill doesn't ignore defense or incoming damage reduction. And 45% is not very high, so this can only kill some soft units. But the vampire skill becomes sort of useful here. That'll make it harder to get killed. So let's calculate. This is the sheet I made for her. She won't get killed by Ice Mode, and she doesn't have any type of immunity. So the best runes for her would be double vital runes. And with her maxed soul gears, we assume that we can boost her HP by 120%. That means almost 20,000 HP. And with Freesia's buff and her third skill, her crit damage would be around 154%. So she can recover around 22% of her max HP every turn, and the amount will be around 4,500. So if we wanna hurt her, 60% of damage should be higher than the amount she can recover. For this build, we should deal more than 3.8 times her max HP, or say 76,000. Don't forget she has this skill reducing incoming damage, so it'll be almost impossible for those units that cannot ignore incoming damage reduction. The new Freesia plus 15 can ignore incoming damage reduction, and crit damage can be stacked, so we just calculate how strong a Freesia we need to kill the new defender, Calaron. If you want to kill him in one turn, you have to boost crit damage to more than 1,200. It's almost impossible. The doable amount would be 3 turns to 4 turns. So I do think she can be more tanky than a Lucius for regular damage. But she has similar weakness like Lucius and Glacier. The popular multiple hitters like Christina and Catherine can not only remove Lucius' Death Guard, they also can deal horrible DOT damage to kill Calaron and Glacier. Glacier can trade Ice Mode, and she can survive Ice Mode. Most damage that Glacier can survive, so does Calaron. But Glacier has Taunt, while Calaron doesn't. So Calaron is more of a Lucius instead of Glacier. The last problem. What if the enemy used John or Michaela together with Calaron? That will make her pretty tough to deal with. Anyone has good solutions? Leave your comment below. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.